This one's a limo.
And you ever wonder if days like these last?
Good morning, guys. Welcome to BT Nevada. I've actually been here before. I put an episode up probably sometime around this time last year. I think it may have been in January. I came out here and instead of camping in a van, I was actually camping in a minivan. So I've upgraded since the last time I was in this casino parking lot. But this is just the start of the adventure this time. And basically I'm here because I'm headed up to Wendover in Utah to film a diving video. But that's not going to be this episode. This episode is going to be checking out some of the cool spots along the way. Because whenever I have to do a long journey, I don't usually like to drive straight there unless I really have to. What I much prefer to do is take my time, go and check out a load of the cool spots, and you never know what you might find. So that is today's mission. We are just going to head north from here, and there's some hot springs to check out. There's a weird haunted clown motel to check out. There is a car forest. Yeah, all kinds of weird stuff that I found on Google Maps. So that's what we're going to do today. First of all, I'm going to make a quick cup of tea. I'll give you a guided tour around the van, which is, I would say, 25% finished, but 100% livable. And then get Diesel some food. He's just out here hanging out, just enjoying this view. Want some foodies? Want some foodies? Come here then. So yeah, like I said, the van isn't all the way finished yet, so there is actually going to be a little stool that's going to be on like sliders so that I don't have to keep crouching down. I can just boop, sit on it and then just shimmy my way around the van, because as you can see, there isn't too much headroom in here, but that's fine because it means that I can fly under the radar and I can park places where I just would stick out like a ballet dancer's cock in a Sprinter van. Do you want some foodies? I got you some here, mate. I drove up here last night. Now, if you watched last week's episode, then you may wonder, why was it late, Adam? You always post at midnight, PST, my time. You always post at midnight on a Tuesday. So why didn't you? Well, the reason being is because my computer had a massive issue. Don't know what it was, but it just wouldn't export. So I tried to export that video 5 times on Monday, and it kept failing about 3.5 hours into the export. 4 hours it takes to export video. And so yeah, it was basically just a real nightmare. And so I ended up having to, on Tuesday morning, upload it in slightly lower quality, so it's not the full 4K. It's like the, I don't know. Adobe Premiere suggested it as an export, and I was like, okay, we'll go with that and see what happens. So that's what I did, which is why that was a little bit late, so I apologize. But consequently, that made me late to get on this road trip. So I had planned to do a few of these stops yesterday, but I didn't end up leaving LA or Orange County until about 4. So here we are now anyway, and it's going to be a little bit more compact today, but nevertheless, we're going to see some cool stuff. Ooh, mate, I think this is lamb and something else. Over Becky's. Oh, it's nice, isn't it? So this is actually so exciting to have the van somewhat livable to kind of how it's going to be when it's fully done. Obviously, no countertops, no cupboard doors, which is why I have duct tape acting as my cupboard doors right now, but it's working great. Nothing's fallen out, touch wood. We did have a casualty yesterday on the way up here. The cupboard that runs down the passenger side of the van fell down, or almost fell down, and so I ended up taking that off last night before I went to bed so it didn't smash me in the face in the night. And I've actually decided not to run with the full length one because laying in bed, it was just a bit too close. So instead, I'm just going to have a little one above the bedside cabinet. I'll tell you all about this in a bit, but just have a little one and then keep the headroom above the bed free so that I don't have to worry about banging my head in the middle of the night if I get a little nightmare. And also it leaves more room for other activities as well. Sorry, Mum. Oh, look at that. Perfect. Just fits. So this isn't the stove that I'll be using in the final van, or in the final build, should I say. I have a much lower profile one, but for now, this is what we're working with. So this is a little bit higher than the one that I'm going to end up building, but ta-da! See, so obviously this is kind of tall. There's some dogs out here and Diesel's dying to go play. Yeah, so this is a little bit tall, but you get the idea. So I'll have this like little box that just scoots around in here, and then I can do everything from a seated position and save my back. So yeah, it's cool to see everything kind of coming together and understanding like how I'm gonna be able to interact with this. And obviously it's winter, so it's cold and I'm doing more stuff in the van. I know a lot of you have said, why did I go with the low roof instead of something like a Sprinter, which is obviously much higher? Well, honestly, the reason being, it's more convenient to have a van like this because it means that I can park it places like here without people really batting an eyelid. You know, it just looks like another white van. And I was actually thinking about getting like one of those magnetic signs that you can get and sticking it on the side, and having something like, you know, Wendy's flowers or something, so that even with the fans they might think, oh, it's just refrigerated flour. I don't know. I mean, I guess with a big dirt bike on the back, it kind of gives it away. But you can just fly under the radar a little bit. Not to mention, a Sprinter van, I saw one recently for sale for $22,000, and that seemed like a pretty good price. This was $3,000. So when you think that I'm going to be all in on this build, probably for around 10 to 15,000, I'm yet to do all the calculations, but I'm thinking it'll be under 15, including buying the van. I mean, it's not bad, is it? You ever seen someone get third-degree burns in a van? You're about to. Fuel is cheap here, so 50 bucks got me 18.6 gallons at $2.65 per. Now, I got a little tip for you. I've been doing this for a while now, so I have an app on my phone. Let me show you. And basically what this does is this tracks every single fill up that I do. So the odometer 208,388, 208,388, 9, 49.70, 49.70. So that means that I averaged 13.5 miles to the gallon. So yeah, it basically then shows me so if I go to my statistics look, this shows me all of my miles per gallon since I've owned the van. So this is every single fill up that I've done. So I've put in $18,000 worth of fuel. It's cost me $15 a day in fuel, 27 cents a mile. All the servicing, I put all that in. So this isn't sponsored, I just really like this app. It's called Road Trip. And you can have multiple cars. So I've got the Bang Bus and I've got the Z3 as well. So Z3 gets 15.8 to the gallon and Bang Bus gets 12.9. The way I find these things is literally by planning my route, and then I'll just go along on Google Earth or Google Maps, and I'll just find little bits along the way that look cool. So sometimes they'll be like actually listed as a place, other times I just zoom in and like find cool looking stuff, and then that's it. Just kind of plan my route accordingly, and then I text myself the route, and then I can just follow it. Because right now I have had no phone signal for the last 50 miles. So we are out there in the middle of nowhere. So you can't always rely on things like Waze. So I always do an offline Google Maps just in case. Whoa, it's like an old mining town. Well, goldfield. I guess an old gold mining town. So apparently this is the way to the International Car Forest. Oh, now this is quite steep and the bike carrier is quite low, so I have my little rear view camera here that I can kind of keep an eye on it, so I might need to make sure that I don't scrape. Let's see, how are we looking? I think we're good. I think we're good. Let's just hope there's not a big horrible dip the other side. Wow. Isn't it amazing how some people live? Like, no judgment, no nothing, but this is how some people choose to live. That is absolutely incredible. Welcome to the International Car Forest of the Last Church. This art venue is located on private property. Respect the art, respect the artist. Do not park or block the roads. Filming permits, tours and events. Okay. This is awesome. So, gotta come sign in, and when you come in here, they have a map and some pins, And this is where everybody is from who has visited. So in England, we only have one from, that's definitely not Bristol. So we have one from, let's see, we're right on the south coast. And we've got Scotland. So let's add one from Kenilworth, right about there. So I think you just kind of drive around and there's like all these buses on their ends up there. Enter at your own risk, do not climb on the vehicles. And if you do, file a suit, claim no injury, sign with marked Exhibit A. I do love these cool like art installations in the desert. Just, yeah, literally middle of nowhere. And yeah, they just have car forests. Okay, let's go check it out, see what it's all about. This one's a limo. It's got 4 doors. That is wild. What an absolutely bonkers place. I don't really know what to make of it. Yeah, I mean, there's cars. Like what? This, I don't think it is. Is this a Mark? This looks like a Mark 1 Golf, but I don't think it is. No, it's not. Old truck, a Jetta. I mean, they just leave all the stuff in there as well. It's not even like they strip them out. They just go, okay, cool. We'll just pop this, like, look, windscreen, everything. Oh, what an absolutely crazy place. This is awesome. Let's go and see the mystery machine. Well, this one didn't get buried. This one just got high-sided. Wait, what is that? Oh, okay, let's just go. I mean, look, the engine's still here. Wild. Absolutely and utterly wild. Okay, well, I've now done the International Forest. Not many of you can say that, but I can. I have visited the International Car Forest of Nevada, and it was beautiful, I think. Now, I'm going to go to a place called Alkali, which is not far from here, and I believe they have a hot spring. Now, I forgot a towel, so I don't know if I'll be able to go in there, but if it looks nice, I might just have to drip dry, because a hot spring sounds good right about now. As you can see, there is still snow on the ground, so it's a little bit chilly. So I've just realised something. I think this is the first time that Diesel has ever seen snow. What do you think? What do you think of the snow? I'm sorry it's not like nice powder, but look, what's this? Oh, oh, what is it? What's this? Oh. Oh. For real, I think this is the first time he's seen snow. What do you think? Oh, it's exciting, isn't it? Well, hopefully we can get some proper snow at some point this trip. Yeah. How amazing. Yeah, because he's come from the desert, so he wouldn't have seen snow out there. So yeah, this is probably his first time. Oh, buddy. So I was just reading the little information booklet, and apparently this was started by a guy called Michael Rippey, who basically had the land, and he just decided that one day he was going to bury a car on its end, and so he dug the first hole, buried a car, and since then it's just grown, and he's put cars in here, and other people have showed up with cars, and he's been like, all right, cool, yeah, let's put it in the ground. And so now it's become the International Car Forest, which is like a play on a national forest. And it's just for fun, basically, and for artists to come out and do their thing. Just, why not, right? You got some land, what else are you gonna do with it? I think this definitely proves my point of find your everyday adventure. I feel like I've gone back in time. Look at that steam engine. Okay, I know there's gonna be some like tractor nerds, so let me show you this, because I know some people are gonna see that steam locomotive and they're gonna absolutely shit in their pants. So here you go, guys, here's a little shot of it for you. How's that? Is that good for you, train nerds? That is really cool though. Isn't it amazing how people live? Like, well, I wonder what life is like out here. If this is your home, if this is where you live, like, what do you do for fun? What do you do on a Friday night? What do you do for was a hobby. It's just, yeah, such an awesome, what's the word I'm looking for? Perspective giver? That's a bad way of phrasing that. It's just such an awesome way to get perspective on things, because I think it's easy to get tied up in the way that you live your life. You know what I mean? Like, it's your day to day. And so when you get out and you get to do stuff like this, and you take yourself out of your day to day and into something totally new, it just gives you a fresh perspective on things. I mean, I don't know what that perspective would be visiting a place like this, but it's a new perspective nonetheless. And it's just, yeah, this is why I love travel, because you get to see things like this, places like this. And if I had more time, I would love to stop and, like, you know, go to the local cafe or whatever and just go and talk to the locals and just see what it's like to live here.
You ever wonder if we know what's best for one another? Are we just another project? We're both fixer-uppers.
Well, here we go, found the hot springs. So this apparently right here is the runoff. This isn't the actual spring. The springs are up there, so we're going to take a look at that in a minute. But we're just out here in the middle of nowhere. There's a couple guys who camped here last night. I don't think you're technically allowed to, but nobody moved them on, so that's what they were doing. And yeah, I think they've just been enjoying it. But what a great way to spend a day or two, just hanging out by the hot springs, drinking some beers, chilling with your buddy or your doggo. What are you doing? You found some more snow? Good boy. All right, so these are the actual hot springs. So there's a pipe and, oh man, Diesel, you're so muddy. Oh God. Oh God. Yeah, it's muddy. Okay. All right, bud, we're gonna have to hose you off. So here we go. Here are the natural hot springs. So this pipe, 120 degrees. Oh, that's toasty. It just blows my mind that this is water that's just coming up from the ground. That's it. Like, it's so insane. 120 degrees, what does that feel like? Oh, wow. That is amazing. Amazing. And this is free. You can just come up here. So anybody at any point can just come up here. Oh, come and put your butt in this. Don't drink it. Don't drink it. It literally just comes out of the ground and then runs into these two little hot tubs. Just here in the middle of nowhere. Oh wow. I don't know if you guys can see over there, but there are wild burros, which are donkeys, and they just roam around these plains, and apparently there's a water source over there, the guys were telling me. And so the donkeys just come and just drink from that and then live their best life out here. I wonder how much snow they actually get here. I wonder what kind of coverage they get, because there is some snow on the floor at the moment. And if you look at this mountain over here, they've definitely had some up the top. Diesel's looking. What is it, bud? So I didn't bring a towel. Otherwise, I genuinely would go in those hot springs. But all is not lost, because I'm going to dive a hot spring. That's where I'm going. So the place that I'm going to end up at tonight is the place where I'm going to start the next episode, where I'm going to be actually scuba diving a hot spring and seeing if we can find stuff that people have dropped or whatever. I'm teaming up with a couple of guys who have like a YouTube channel dedicated to that kind of thing. So I'll introduce you to those guys in the next episode. But today we're just cruising. We are just cruising, trucking together, trucking out there and just exploring whatever we can find along the way. What's this? Okay, we made it. The guys back there were telling me that they have a brew house here that does good food. He was telling me all about the brisket they do. I didn't have the heart to tell him that I was vegan, but he said it was pretty good. Okay, found the Tonopah Brew Co. So we'll go in, have a beer, see if we've got any vegan options. And yeah, then after this, I forget, but let's just eat food first and then I'll fill you in with what we're doing next. The vegan option was a salad and a basket of fries, but the barbecue sauce was so good, as was the beer. Beep, beep. Awesome. Well, lunch was had, fries and a salad. I actually got 2 orders of fries because I was so hungry because I didn't have any breakfast, and I didn't eat anything last night either. Well, that was cool. We got to chat to the locals in there and a couple from Las Vegas who had come out, and the girl who worked at the brewery was saying that she's lived here 4 years, and the place we're about to go to, which is a clown motel, yeah, clown motel, they have got a what's it called, a cemetery behind it, and she used to live in the trailers behind the cemetery. She lived there for 1 month and she was waking up with bruises. So yeah, apparently it's pretty haunted. So we're gonna go check that out real quick, and then once we're done there, then it's just a long old shot over to Wendover, and who knows, we'll see what we find on the way. Maybe we'll find something and we can stop, or maybe it will just be a straight shot out to Wendover. I don't know why I said it like that. So we are looking for a haunted clown home. Oh, there it is. It's not even that scary, but oh, the cemetery's behind it apparently. I don't know why I'm scared. I don't know why I'm scared. Oh, there's the cemetery. Yeah, so she lived in those trailers right there and said that she was waking up with bruises. Oh, this is... Actually, it's not that scary. I'm being a bit dramatic. This private property protected by killer clowns. Perfect. Nice. It's only scary because I know that it's scary and because people have said that it's haunted. That's why. If I didn't know, I'd just be like, oh cool, a clown motel, this is fun. All right, let's go and have a look. Diesel, stay here because there's ghosts. All right, and if there's... That was weird. My door lock just like went... Did you hear that? I don't like it. Welcome to the world famous clown motel. Yeah. So here is the cemetery. I've left Diesel in the car because I don't want him walking over graves and stuff. I don't feel like that's particularly nice. So let's see what we've got. Charles Smith, 53, died August 1906. He was an ore sorter. He was murdered in his cabin behind the Midway mine. What? Okay, maybe that's just, it's the first grave, isn't it? It's the first grave as you walk in. So of course they're going to put something scary if it's known to be. Oh, but I tell you what, there is a weird, I've got a weird feeling down my left leg. Don't know why. I don't know. I think it's just because it's cold and there's snow on the ground, and I know that it's supposed to be haunted, that I've got this weird feeling. Like weird feeling. I don't know how to describe it. It's like, it's not quite like a static. It's like a weird vibration up the whole left side of my body. Might be just because I've been sat down driving, but it is odd. Stop it, Sorty, you're just being silly. But if you live in those trailers, then you wake up with bruises, so that's a thing. But who knows, maybe she's on it. I can't speak today, can I? Who knows? Maybe she's in on it too, and maybe that's just like the whole thing. There's lots of children's graves. Look, with these cuddly toys. That guy was murdered in his cabin. By who? Who's murdering people in their cabins in 1906? Everybody was friendly back then. Hello, good morning, top of the morning to you. So this guy was 30. He was only 2 years younger than me. Died in a mine fire, 1911. Fred Alberta died of consumption, 1907. He was from Italy. So yeah, I guess miners would come from all over the place, right? Miners would just come from all over the world to come and find their riches in a place like this. Like I said, they've just hit silver again apparently, and in fact they just hit gold in the town that we drove through. I think it's called Goldfield or something, and apparently they've just hit gold there, and they hit it so they moved the freeway. It cost $10 million to move the freeway, but because they found that much gold they could do it. So it is crazy because you come out here and it seems like It's just, you know, a town, a ghost town, literally in the middle of nowhere. But there is tons and tons and tons of natural resources underneath. There's lithium here, there's silver, there's gold, there's a brick mine apparently. There's all kinds of different things. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely, you can understand why things pop up here. But then once the gold's gone, then everything kind of just falls away and you end up with it being run down, and then they'll strike it again. So it's feast and famine for sure. Belmont Mine Fire 1911, Belmont Mine Fire 1911, 26. I mean, it's all well and good coming here and being goofy because it's meant to be haunted, but you know, these are kids, 26 years old, and they're dying in mining fires. We don't realize how easy we've got it. Here's me, this is how I make a living, walking around talking to you guys. And then there's 26-year-old kids who are mining, dying in fires. Another Belmont Mine Fire 40, Belmont Mine Fire 25, Belmont Mine Fire 38. So that must have been a pretty bad fire. All of these are from the fire. Every single one of them. Belmont Mine Fire, fire, fire. Oh, that's sad, isn't it? Okay, I'm not lying. When I'm here in that spot, I get this shooting sensation up my left leg. That's very odd. Okay, well, we did the haunted graveyard, and I don't really think we have to go into the motel. If you ever find yourself out here and you want to scare the shit out of yourself, come stay at the haunted motel right next to the haunted graveyard. And yeah, let me know how it is, because I ain't doing it. Were there any ghosties in here? Did any ghosties come in? Can't see anything. Nothing seems to be out of the way. All right, mate. We've got to do a longish drive now. Is that okay? Yeah? You good? We'll stop for a little wee-wee on halfway. Good boy. There are no cars for miles, so I just pulled over and I'm having a wee, but I'm weeing in the middle of the road just because I can. Oh, there's barking spiders out here as well. And just like that, we are here finally. That was a long old drive, but had a lot of fun along the way, and I just wanted to show you guys how you can make a long road trip a lot of fun. I could have just done that in one hit, maybe taken 6 or 7 hours, but rather than do that, I've taken 12 and a bit hours, stopped off along the way, and really just had a good time. So here at the hotel now, I'm gonna go, oh, it's windy and it's freezing, holy moly. Gonna go meet the guys. Tune in next week, because the whole purpose I'm here is to meet up with some guys who have an awesome YouTube channel where they go hunting for all kinds of things like lost phones, sunglasses, keys, anything that they can find, diving or metal detecting or whatever. And so we are going to be diving a natural hot spring right here. It's going to be like 40 degrees tomorrow, which is, I don't know, like 3 or 4 degrees in English money, cold, but the water is going to be 70 degrees, which is going to be lovely. So anyway, I'm going to go inside, meet the guys, have a beer, and then get my head down because I'm exhausted. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, give this a big thumbs up because that really helps. Hit the subscribe button because I would love to see you here again. And until next time, don't do anything I wouldn't do. See ya.